Okay, so good day everyone. So I'm going to discuss to you about circles. So these are the questions that we're going to answer. So first one is, how do I identify segments and lines related to circles? So we're going to discuss about the segments and the lines that relates to circles. The second one is, how do I use properties of a tangent to a circle? So we're going to discuss also about the tangents and the properties. We're going to discuss about the definition of the circles, usa din ng circles, how it is formed, all about radius, diameter, then ang seconds, then chords, and the other parts of the circle and its properties. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So, a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point called the center of the circle. Okay, later on ato nang i-discuss. Next is the radius. Mayroon kang radius, that is a distance from the center to a point on the circle. Congruent circles are circles that have the same radius, and diameter is the distance across the circle through its center. Arita sa circle. Diba, it states that it is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a given point called the center. So it forms from one point, which is the center, to the end point of the circle. So that is one line. Okay? Kung imo ni connect, that is one radius. Another radius na pod. Another one. This one. Another one. Bahala na ng drawing. Basta ako lang ma-define sa inyo kung unsan ay bot pasabot ang meaning sa circle. Okay? So this one, ana na siya. If this is the distance from here to here, that is also the distance from here to here. Let's say if this is 5 units from this center to this endpoint, this is also 5 units from this center to this endpoint also, another endpoint. They are equals or equidistant, so pareha sila tanan, so on and so forth, until na na-form siya into a circle. Okay? So muna siya ang buot pasabot sa circle. Arita sa radius. So it states that the distance from the center to a point on the circle. So muna siyang radius. So this is the center, okay, from the center to the end point of the circle. So it means kana siya radius na siya. Next is the diameter. That is the distance across the circle through its center. So distance across the circle through its center. So this is from one end point of the circle passing through the center of the circle, then lahos siya to the other end point. Mao ni siya ang diameter. Then ang diameter, ang half sa diameter is the radius. Okay, let's say if kung ang imong diameter is 6 units, therefore your radius is 3 units. Kung ang imong diameter is 10 units, ang radius is 5 units. Kahit ang radius is katunga siya sa diameter. Palitan, kung ang radius nimo is 5 units, therefore the diameter is 10 units. Because ang radius, kadawaon nimong radius times 2, that is the diameter. If you're going to name the circle, baga mag-name kag circle na siya sa tunga. Kung unsay letter sa center sa circle mo na ang name sa circle. If this is the center P, therefore the name of the circle is circle P. So the symbol of circle is this small circle, then the dot at the center of the small circle, then ang tapad niya is the big letter P. So that is how we're going to name the circle. So the name of the circle is circle P. Let's have the chord. So chord is a segment whose endpoints are points on the line. So it is a segment na naporma whose endpoints are points sa circle. Okay, later on I will show you the form of or usay porma sa chord. Ano siya? So this is segment AB. Segment AB is a chord. So as you can see, this is one endpoint, point A, and the other endpoint, which is point B. So these are the endpoints of the circle that are being connected by a segment. Segment whose endpoints are points on the circle. Muna siya ang chord. So what is the difference between chord and diameter? Okay, balik ta sa diameter. Arita sa definition sa diameter. The distance across the circle through its center. So may diameter, again, ang one endpoint passing through the center, then lahos siya to the other endpoint. While sa chord, wala siya mulahos through the center of the circle. It connects two endpoints through a segment. Mo nang gitawag siya chord. Next, arita sa secant. When we talk about secant, it is a line that intersects a circle in 2 points. It is similar to chord, but the difference is ang chord segment, ang secant line. Again, ang chord segment, ang secant line. So, a line that intersects a circle in 2 points. So, ga-intersect siya, connects into sa two endpoints of the circle, but ang yahang kuan line, di ba? Line siya. While sa chord kay segment. For example, these two endpoints M and N, they're being connected and intersect, no? Intersect specifically through a line. So this is line MN. If you're going to read that one, that is line MN. Line MN is a secant. Tangent, arita sa tangent. When you talk about tangent, it is a line in the plane of a circle that intersects the circle in exactly 1 point. So the difference between tangent and secant, ang tangent, 1 point. So this is the point. While sa secant, intersect siya 2 points. 2 points, a line that intersects 2 points, secant. Line that intersects only 1 point, tangent. Murag ni tapsing lang siya sa kumbaga sa kilid-kilid sa circle. Line ST is a tangent. Okay, so let's go now to example 1. So tell whether the line or segment is best described as a chord, a secant, a tangent, a diameter, or a radius. So let's start with AH. Okay, AH ta. As you can see, segment AH, so it intersects at 1 point, which is the point B. So therefore, that is tangent. Let's EI. EI. So this is one endpoint of the circle passing through the center, then going to the other endpoint. So that is diameter. DF. Let's have DF. DF, one endpoint, then connects to the other endpoint. That is a chord. Next, CE. CE. So CE, so from the center to the endpoint, that is the radius. Okay, so let's go now to the tangent circle. So tangent circles are coplanar circles or coplanar circles that intersect in 1 point. So muna siya ang tangent circles. Coplanar circles that intersect in 1 point. So this is the small circle and the big circle, or the smaller and the bigger circle, then they are being touched. Kumbaga, igo na nagtapad, then it intersect at 1 point, mo nang gitawag sila tangent circles. So concentric circles. May mga concentric circles, so these are coplanar circles that have the same center. So mo ni siya. The small circle, the center is here. The bigger circle or the big circle, the center is also here. So, therefore, these two circles are called concentric circles. Arita sa common tangent. May nga common tangent that is a line or segment that is tangent to two coplanar circles. So, mo ni siya ang duha ka buok klase nga common tangent. So, the first one is the common internal tangent. So when you talk about common internal tangent, it intersects the segment that joins the centers of the two circles. So that is the common internal tangent. While on the common external tangent, does not intersect the segment that joins the centers of the two circles. So let's have this. So mo ni siyang gitawag natong common internal tangent. May common internal tangent intersects the segment, okay, that joins the centers of the two circles. While on the common external tangent, so it does not intersect the segment that joins the centers of the two circles. So, mao ni siya ang common internal tangent, mao ni siya ang common external tangent. So, these two tangents, or these two, are called common tangent. So, tell whether the common tangents are internal or external. So, for the first one, that is common internal tangents. Again, that is common internal tangents. While on the second one, that is common external tangent. Again, common external tangent. So, balik ta sa definition niya. Mayroon ka common internal, intersect the segments that joins the centers of the two circles. While on the common external tangent, it does not intersect the segment that joins the centers of the circles. Let's have more definitions to be discussed. Let's have the interior of a circle. Consists of the points that are inside the circle. Interior, from the word interior, so inside the circle. Exterior of a circle consists of the points that are outside the circle. Next, the point of tangency. That is the point at which a tangent line intersects the circle to which it is tangent. So, balik tatong tangent, diba? Tangent, it is a line that intersects exactly one point sa circle. Na kanang point nga gi-intersect niya at one point, kanang point mo nang gitawag natong point of tangency. Again, point of tangency, the point at which a tangent line intersects the circle to which it is tangent. So, mao ni siya. If this line is a tangent passing at exactly one point of the circle, therefore, kanang point nga iyahang gi-intersect, that is what we call the point of tangency. Okay, so let's go now to the perpendicular tangent theorem. So, perpendicular tangent theorem states that if a line is tangent to a circle, then it is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. So, mao ni siya ang illustration sa perpendicular tangent theorem. So, this is a line I. Then, ang line I is a line, specifically the line, and it is a tangent because ang tangent passes through the one point of the circle. So, nakaingon ta nga, tangent ni ang line I kay because it passes through the point of the circle, specifically the point P. Then, by having the perpendicular tangent theorem, if a line is tangent to a circle, then it is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. Kasi ganang perpendicular. So, perpendicular, mupurma na siya og 90 degrees. Okay? So, duha ka lines nga nag-intersect that forms 90 degrees. This is line I. This is segment QP. And these two are perpendicular to each other. Okay, purma na siya 90 degrees. So, let's draw. 90 degrees na siya. This angle 90 degrees, this also the angle measures also 90 degrees. So muna ang definition sa perpendicular tangent theorem. Next, arita sa perpendicular tangent converse. So it states that in a plane, if a line is perpendicular to a radius of a circle at its endpoint on the circle, then the line is tangent to the circle. So muna siya ang perpendicular tangent converse. It is related to perpendicular tangent theorem. If I is perpendicular to segment QP, that is specifically ang QP or segment QP radius at point P, then I is tangent to circle Q. Let's have the central angle. So, central angle is an angle whose vertex is the center of a circle. Mao na siya ang central angle. The vertex, o kani siya, this is the vertex, guys. Vertex is at the center of the circle. If it is formed by an angle, ang tawag na to na central angle. So, aritas sa minor arcs, major arcs, semicircles. So, kanang tulo, these are what we call arcs. Ang arcs, usually, ang iyahang symbol is like this. Ana na siyang forma sa arcs. So let's discuss the three parts or the three kinds of arcs. Arita mag-start sa minor arc. When you talk about minor arc, that is the part of the circle that measures less than 180 degrees. Pag less than 180 degrees ang part sa circle, minor arc. Major arc, part of a circle that measures between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. Or in other words, a major arc, so more than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. While on semicircle, it is an arc whose endpoints are the endpoints of a diameter of the circle. So ang endpoint sa semicircle, mao na ang endpoint sa diameter sa circle. Then, ang semicircle measures exactly 180 degrees because one revolution sa circle, one revolution sa katuyok, measures 360 degrees. Then half of that is the semicircle. Semicircle is exactly 180 degrees. So take note, major arcs and semicircles are named with 3 points and minor arcs are named with 2 points. Para dili mo mag-confuse, usually minor arcs 2 points, major arcs and semicircles 3 points. This is the diagram of arcs. Okay, first is minor arc AB. Again, ang yahang symbol sa arc is paana kani, no? That is the minor arc AB. So how are you going to locate the minor arc AB? So muni from A to B. Oh, kana siya minor arc AB na siya. Okay? Next, major arc. So major arc ABD. So major arc ABD. So let's use another color from A going to B then going to D. So that's how you are going to form the major arcs. Para makaiba mo kung asa gikan ang major arc. So muna siya, no? From A to B going to D. That is the major arc ABD. Next, arita sa semicircle arc BAD or semicircle BAD. So starting from B, okay, let's have another color. So start sa B, then padung sa A, then padung sa D. Sinsyahin na akong drawing. Basta mo na siya. Okay, so starting sa B, padung sa A, padung sa D. That is the semicircle BAD. So pwede ba kung mag-name ka sa minor arc AB as minor arc BA also? Pwede sad. So, start ka sa B, then going to A. So, that is also correct. You can name also that one as BA or arc, minor arc BA. How about sa major arc? Pwede po babalihon. Let's say, major arc DBA. Of course, pwede sad. So, you can also name as major arc DBA. So, start ka sa D, then padung sa B, then padung sa A. So, which is also correct. How about semicircle BAD? Pwede ba siya DAB? Of course, pwede siya DAB. You can also name that one as semicircle arc DAB. So, start sa D, then padung sa A, then padung sa B. Okay, pwede na siya magka-bali-bali. For as long as nasubay, kumbaga na pattern mo ba, parehas og pattern. Okay? Di kay masimang siya. Okay, let's have the measures of a minor arc and measures of a major arc. Mingon ka sa measure sa minor arc, so the measure of its central angle. So mingon ka measure sa minor arc, mauna siya ang measure sa central angle. Ang measure sa major arc, that is the difference between 360 degrees and the measures of its associated minor arc. So 360 degrees minus the measure of its associated minor arc, that is equals the measure of a major arc. Let's go now to the arc addition postulate. So the measure of an arc formed by two adjacent arcs is the sum of the measures of the two arcs. That is the arc addition postulate. The measures of an arc formed by two adjacent arcs is the sum of the measures of the two arcs. For example, this is the measurement of arc ABC. Kanang M, mo na siya ang measurement. It means measurement or the measure. The measure of arc ABC or the measurement of arc ABC. Arc ABC, that is the major arc. Okay? Specifically, the major arc na siya. So, the measure of the major arc ABC, that is equal to the measure of arc AB plus the measure of arc BC. AB plus BC, kung usaho na nimo, that is equals the measure of arc ABC. So, ari na punta sa congruent arcs. So, congruent arcs are two arcs of the same circle or of congruent circles that have the same measures. Basta same measures ang arcs, they are congruent. Then, let's go now to the arcs and chords theorem. So, in the same circle or in congruent circles, two minor arcs are congruent if and only if their corresponding chords are congruent. So, let's have this. AB. So, ang AB na to, that is the minor arc AB and minor arc BC. As you can see right now, arc AB is congruent to arc BC. So, kanang equals kana ay wave, no, sa babaw, then equals ang basa na congruent. Arc AB is congruent to arc BC. So, congruent ang arc AB ug BC if and only if segment AB is congruent to segment BC. Makongruent ang arcs kung congruent sad ang chords. Mo na siyang explanation sa arcs and chords theorem. Next, arita sa perpendicular diameter theorem. So, if a diameter of a circle is perpendicular to a chord, then the diameter bisects the chord and its arc. We have segment DE is congruent to segment EF. DE, EF. Basta mo bisect, the term nga bisect, it means it divides the lines or the chords into two equal parts. So, this is the chord, diba? This is the chord, this is the chord. Then, na-bisect siya sa diameter, it means kaning duha ka chords are being divided into two equal parts. Therefore, DE or the segment DE is congruent to segment EF. Pag congruent na silang duha, it means their arcs are also congruent. Arcs DG and arcs FG. Again, kung congruent ang segments, congruent ni siya, of course, their intercepted arc is also congruent. This is segment DE, this is segment EF. Kung usahon na nimo, it forms a chord. Then, since na bisect man siya sa diameter, then perpendicular pod, pag perpendicular, it is also bisect. Diameter bisects the chord. Again, nara ang terminology. Diameter bisects the chord. So, it means they are congruent. It divides this into two equal parts. So, congruent na siya. Therefore, their intercepted arcs, which are DG and FG, so they are also congruent to each other. Let's have the perpendicular diameter converse. So, if one chord is a perpendicular bisector of another chord, then the first chord is a diameter. JK is a diameter of the circle. So, it is related to perpendicular diameter theorem. Related na siya diri. Again, if one chord is a perpendicular bisector of another chord, then the first chord is a diameter. Kani, the JK. The segment JK. JK is the diameter of the circle. If this is the diameter, that is a perpendicular bisector of another chord. This is the true chord, the LM. Okay, so let's go now to the congruent chords theorem. So in the same circle or in congruent circles, two chords are congruent if and only if they are equidistant from the circle. This is the example. AB is congruent to CD, or segment AB is congruent to segment CD. So this is segment AB, this is segment CD. These are the chords of the circle and they are congruent if and only if segment EF is congruent to segment EG. G. Okay? So kung parehas ning duha ka buok nga segments, therefore these two chords are also parehas or also congruent. So that is all about the congruent chords theorem. So again, in the same circle or in the congruent circles, two chords are congruent even only if they are equidistant from the center. So kaning chord ug kaning chord, ang distansya nila to the center parehas. Okay? If this is, let's say, 3 units, 3 units po dire. So mo nang pasabot sa congruent chords theorem.